and creative industries with the launch of our DOTS program. DOTS is an acronym that stands for the Digitalization of the Tourism and Creative Sectors. This program offers local creatives and operators financial incentives to develop innovative projects that use digital technology to take Trinidad and Tobago's tourism and creative offerings to the world. DOTS provides a reimbursable grant of up to $50,000 off of your initial investments. With a rapid global advancement of technology, we find ourselves on the cusp of a digital revolution. The time has come for Trinidad and Tobago to leverage the immense potential of digitalization and create a more seamless, safe, and immersive tourism and creative industry. DOTS holds the key to unlocking the host of potential for both tourism and businesses alike. Gone are the days of cumbersome paper maps and guidebooks. With digitalization, travelers can access real-time information, interactive maps, personalized recommendations at their fingertips. Online platforms and booking systems enable small businesses and local businesses to reach a global audience and to compete on a level playing field. By embracing technology, we can reduce the reliance on paper-based systems and minimize the carbon footprint associated with traditional tourism practices. DOTS is excited to see projects like app creation and implementation, virtual reality, geotagging, e-commerce products, augmented reality, and more as we work together to enhance our tourism sector. So, who is eligible to apply for this grant? DOTS is open to any adult citizen of Trinidad and Tobago that has been registered in the tourism or creative sector for at least 3 years. For more information on how you can apply, visit the ministry's website at www.mtca.gov.tt/stakeholder-support-center. Let us embark on this exciting journey together as we shape the future of tourism and create a country of endless possibilities.
And what you would have just seen there, of course, is a new grant offered by the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, as known as DOTS, which is the digitalization of the tourism and creative sectors. And this morning we have Keon Francis, the Cultural Officer too, and Head of the Grants and Sponsorship Secretariat at the Ministry, to join us this morning talking more about the grant DOTS. Keon, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Keon, that was so much to unpack in that small interview. I wonder if you can simplify it for us. So the ministry is embarking on this digitalization project, is it? Can you break it down a bit for us as well?
Okay, so the digitalization of the tourism and creative sectors is simply that we'll be offering financial support to businesses and individuals from in the tourism and creative sectors,
Right.
allowing them to create and develop their businesses from a digital perspective. It is a reimbursement grant where persons can get up to 50% of their digitalization costs reimbursed, up to a maximum of $50,000.
Okay. And what was the thrust, the reason that the ministry embarked on this project or even is about to offer this grant?
Well, the idea really is that, one, we want to empower our local talents and entrepreneurs, enable them to embrace digital tools and technologies to take their offerings to a whole new level. And generally, the entire world really is going into digital transformation. Digitalization is integral to sustainable development and those types of things. So with the world moving at that type of pace, we've seen that it is important that Trinidad and Tobago start or move even further into that direction as well.
Yeah. Keon, can you give us an example in terms of what that looks like? So we're talking digitalization of the tourism and creative sector. A practical example can look like what, for example?
Well, in terms of tourism industries, you can look at hotels creating virtual spaces and virtual tours of their spaces for persons who seek to book from internationally. So you're interested in coming to Trinidad, you want to know where you're going to stay, pop up online. You could do a virtual tour of your room, of the pool, of all the different facilities. And then that same platform to direct you to a point where you can pay and make your payment to book the hotel room.
Yeah.
Um, or, for instance, particularly, we saw a lot of these ideas cropping up when we were going through COVID. Virtual party spaces or virtual event spaces where you will have a concert or set parties, and people can log in from different parts of the world and have live entertainment and gather in a virtual space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, we're even looking at apps, so we might have tour guides who may have a app that helps curate and assist the tour experience when they go to different locations, those type of things. I mean, really and truly, it's pretty limitless. It is
Yeah.
limited by uh, the individual's imagination. And we have lots of imaginative and innovative people in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
So even I am looking forward to see the types of projects that people come forward with.
Yeah, I'm also wondering about the sole trader, or as we would say here, in vernacular, the small man. Because I mean, when people hear digitalization of the tourism and creative sectors, we're thinking companies, we're thinking organizations. But how can a sole trader or even an average citizen who has a business, how can they also benefit from this?
Well, again, as we say, it's limited by their own imagination. If you can conceive of a way to digitalize your product, your services, creative tourism based, then you can apply to have some sort of reimbursement for your project. I mean, the reason why it's a reimbursement is because it's not about people just building pie in the sky ideas. This has to be an idea or movement that you are taking your organization, you would like to take your organization or your company or your business that you would have thought out, fleshed out, and already started or completed. Yeah. That's why it's
Yeah.
a reimbursement. So only on completion of the project will you be eligible for the reimbursement.
Yeah. Well, let's look at eligibility now. I mean, who can apply for this grant?
Well, to apply for the DOTS businesses, you just need to be registered.
Registered with the tourism sector, with the tourism agency?
Registered. So you need, for businesses, you need a copy of your incorporation certification, like your act of parliament, registration documents, those type of things. So as long as you're registered with the Ministry of Legal Affairs, yeah, that's your primary registration. So you have to be
Right.
registered with them, have to be a registered company. Also, you need to be operating in the sector for at least 3 years. All right. And any evidence of bona fide, such as registration with a government ministry or an umbrella organization, that
Interesting.
will be required as well.
Yeah. Now I'm reading one of the footnotes here. It says that the successful applicants will receive, of course, a grant limit of $50,000, and they can be reimbursed up to 50%. So if you have a bunch of products that you want to do, can you reapply for an additional 50,000, or it has to fall within that $150,000 sort of limit?
Well, we would say it's less about products and more about the project that you're doing. Right. So of course, when we're looking at the project, we'll also be looking at the feasibility of the project and how well thought out it is.
Yeah.
All right. So we will be assisting with complete projects, not
Okay.
necessarily half of the project, or if you're doing it in stages, that type of thing. So in this case, yeah, you'll need to come with the entire project in order to receive the final grant, which will be based on your final amount.
Right.
However, if you have done that digitalization project and now as you're moving forward, there's something that can be seen as different to what you had already done that will add to um, your company's objectives and contribute to the tourism economy, that type of thing, creative economy, then yes, we will take it into consideration.
All right. So, Keon, just to confirm, so I digitize a product, I bring it to the ministry, and I get back that 50%. Is it that if I
No,
show another aspect of digitization, can I come back again to the ministry and apply for the grant and get that 50%?
well, let's clarify. It's not digitizing a product, right? It's digitizing your service or your
Right.
organization or your business, right? So in that sense, once you've taken that step to digitalization, really anything you're doing to that will just be adding to your existing platform. Yeah. So possibly if you have another business that you are now trying to embark on, then you can be considered for that. But
Nice.
in terms of one business, and it's about upgrading. Once you do that upgrade, it's expected that the upgrade will facilitate the ease of business. It will
Yeah.
facilitate carrying your product internationally, yeah, facilitating payments and that type of thing.
Okay.
So all of your products, your digitalization products, if you're going, let's say if you're doing virtual art, right? You would now have created that platform to safely and securely display your art, as well as to create the art. So what we will be assisting with isn't necessarily an individual art piece, but the entire structure that
The
you're
other.
trying to put in place to
Yes.
facilitate that business.
And how can someone apply?
So you visit the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts website, www.mtca.gov.tt. Go to the grant section and go to the go to dots. You will find our link to the application form. Um, and you complete the application form, there'll be certain documents that you will need and information you will need to have at hand. Of course, there's a checklist there. There are videos on the website as well that can help you understand more of the process and understand how to do the application. You will need to have a detailed budget, do a project proposal, copies of your invoices if the project is totally completed,
Right.
quotations and invoices if you're in the middle of the project, and upload the required documents and apply. It will come to us and we will start the process.
All right. And Keon, final question before we go. Are there certain projects that are funded and certain projects that aren't? Because you you importantly clarify that it's a service that you're looking to digitize. And so are there certain services that may be funded and certain which may not fall under that criteria?
Well, the entire of DOTS is guided by a policy document, which you can also find on the website. That document has a list of the suggested types of projects that we're dealing with. We won't be assessing anything that has to do with drones or the purchase of drones, right? But we'll be looking at recognition technology, robots, mobile integration,
Yeah.
chatbots and artificial intelligence, virtual augmented reality, geotagging, virtual reality, digital marketing, music, art products and services. All
So
of
as
these
you
things
mentioned earlier, it really is limitless. You are really limited by your
yes,
own
it is.
imagination.
Yes,
Yes.
it
And
is.
I
It's
just
all
wanted to get
about
that point
how
very
well
clear.
it fits. Yeah, it's all about how well it fits into the thrust of getting Trinidad and Tobago out there into that international market,
Of
making
course.
our products, our services, our island, our people, our islands, people, yeah,
Thank you.
visible.
Yeah. Visible, yeah. And I got you, Keon, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. A whole lot of information to unpack, but as you mentioned, it's going to be available on the Ministry of Tourism's website. So thank you again for joining us and all the best.
Thank you very much.
Have
It
a
was a
good
pleasure.
one. And that was Keon Francis, of course, a cultural officer too, and the person who is one of the liaisons at the DOTS, the digitalization of the tourism and creative sector, that reimbursement grant that is funded by the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts. On the Now Morning Show, we're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.